Hey everybody, it's me, Tamika from Rise Up First. I am so glad you stopped and pressed play when you saw this video because a couple of weeks ago I reached out to you all and I told you to be on the lookout because there were going to be some exciting things happening with Rise. And so I'm here today to announce phase one. As you know, the purpose of Rise is to create a community of care that invests in human potential by empowering parents. So, what does that look like? Well, you may also remember hearing me say, experience isn't necessarily the best teacher. Sometimes other people's experience can be an even better teacher. So, what does that look like? Glad you asked. So, here's the thing starting next week, I'm going to interview some people. Some are going to be maybe what you call industry experts. I reached out to some people that I've met along my journey. I've been parenting for a couple of decades now. And so, as a parent and as someone who's worked in education, I've met wonderful, super intelligent people on both sides of the spectrum as educators and as fellow journey people, i.e., other parents. And so I've reached out to these individuals to say, hey, are you willing to share your story? Are you willing to share your expertise? And interestingly enough, so many people were saying, absolutely, I'd love to come talk to you so that you can share my information with the greater mass. So that's what we're going to do starting next week. I've talked to friends that are counselors, administrators, special education coordinators, seasoned educators, and seasoned parents. And so all of these wonderful, amazing people are going to give us a few minutes of their time just to drop a few nuggets. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is set your clock. Starting next week, we're going to have Tuesday's Talks with Tamika. Now, I kind of went back and forth about a name. I was thinking about something catchy like Tuesday's Tea with Tamika. And I don't know, that'll still come. But the most important takeaway for today is to be on the lookout on Tuesdays, because we're going to start this journey together of sharing our experience. Because again, experience isn't necessarily the best teacher, especially if you experiencing something or your child experiencing something could be detrimental to them physically, emotionally, psychologically. Because here's the thing, love bugs. This past year and a half has been hard. It's been really, really hard. Whether you're homeschooling, like I am, or your babies are in school, like a lot of yours are, it's been difficult. I often told people, well, not too much changed for me because I work from home, my husband worked from home. We were homeschooling our kids before COVID happened. But guess what? When COVID happened and the quarantine happened and everything shut down, they could no longer socialize. We could no longer do the outings that we did. We could no longer go to academic engagements with other children. So it has been hard on my children. For so many of you, you have children in the public school settings, and yeah, they went back to school, but it's not quite the same. And so whichever way you find yourself navigating this academic journey, I just want to provide people that are willing to share their stories, their tips for success, their resources, or just a listening ear via our chats. I want you to know you're not alone in this journey. I want you to know that there is a community that cares. I want you to know that we respect you. We will invest in you. We will support you. We will empower you. And we will unite parents first. So some of you, okay, you're like, oh, she's not talking to me. I'm not a parent. Well, let's see. How do we define parent here at Rise? I'm glad you asked. You could be a biological parent. You could be a bonus parent, an adoptive parent, a foster parent, a grandparent, a caregiver, or a guardian. Whatever title you hold, at the end of the day, you hold the most precious thing, and that is the life of the next generation. And so we want to support you in navigating as life gets back to normal and everything opens back up. And you're wondering, is my child going to have academic delays? They're going to be exactly where they need to be when they need to be there. Because we're going to support each other, whether that's in traditional educational walks, homeschooling, alternatives. Because I have to tell you, lately I've been practicing project-based learning. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. Depending upon where you're from, you may have heard it also called inquiry-based learning or phenomena-based learning. If you're in the traditional school setting, I understand that educators have their hands full. And I know some awesome educators, and they are doing the best by our children. And so I've reached out to some of them to come in and say, hey, here's some tips on how you can help us help your child this summer. Some of you, you're realizing that this pandemic has hit a lot of our children emotionally and psychologically really hard. And so I've invited some counselors, some people that understand and are willing to talk and are willing to share. Because here's the thing, we're all trying to navigate this new normal. So let's do it together. So before I close, I want to say this. Again, experience isn't the best teacher. Sometimes other people's experience is. If you have experience that you want to share with us as a collective, please reach out to me. Drop me a line. Send me an email. tholcombrise@gmail.com. That's tholcombrise@gmail.com. Drop me a line, 832-786-9905. Because I want to hear from you. You are an industry expert. You have expertise to share. You have an experience that someone else can benefit from. So if you're willing to share your story, please reach out and let me know so that together we can all come out on the other side of this as a collective village that's supporting each other so that we can do the job that we're here to do as parents. What kind of parent? Bonus, biological, adoptive, you name it, whatever you choose to call yourself. We're here to support you. So starting next Tuesday, I have my first special guest lined up. Join us for Tuesday's Talks, until we come up with a better name, for Tuesday's Talks with Tamika, where we will begin the process of creating a community of care that respects, invests, support, empowers, and unites parents first. So come on, let our experience be your teacher. Starting next Tuesday, I look forward to talking to you. Have an awesome day. Grace and peace.